Hello, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. From another headlines as usual.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính requests further development of Northern Mountainous and Midland region. Vietnam's green economic growth from plan to action. And later on, Brazil people preserving beauty of traditional outfits.
A conference announcing an action program on socio-economic development in the Northern Midland and Mountainous regions between now and 2030 was held on August 27th in Lao Cai province. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính chaired the event.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính requested ministries, sectors, and Northern Mountainous and Midland provinces to well-organize the implementation of policies and action programs to promote socio-economic development in the region, as the party and state have adopted sufficient and sound policies and programs. At the conference, representatives of the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank gave recommendations on sustainable poverty reduction and transport and tourism infrastructure development for the region. Representatives from the Japan External Trade Organization and the Korea International Cooperation Agency showed their hope that the region will have opener policies and synchronous infrastructure so that their countries' enterprises can expand cooperation and development in the region. The Prime Minister and delegates witnessed the handover of investment certificates and memorandum of understanding on investment cooperation in 14 Northern Mountainous and Midland provinces.
Vietnam now is ranked 7th and 5th worldwide in terms of tea production and exports, respectively. Vietnam now has 123,000 hectares under tea trees, capable of producing more than 1 million tons of fresh tea buds. Vietnamese tea products are exported to 74 countries and territories, including Pakistan, China, Russia, and Indonesia. The shipments to China account for 15% of the country's total export volume. In the first 6 months of this year, Vietnam shipped abroad 54,000 tons of tea, down 6.4% compared to the same period last year. The country has over 170 tea varieties, with local production areas moving toward organic farming for sustainable growth and meeting the market demand. Tax management over e-commerce and cross-border digital services were discussed at a recent international conference held by the Ministry of Finance in cooperation with German Development Agency.
According to the General Department of Taxation, 26 foreign businesses such as Microsoft, Facebook, Netflix, Samsung, TikTok, and eBay have registered and made tax declarations and payments totaling some $20 million on the website set up 3 months ago to collect taxes from foreign companies.
Vietnam is one of the first 4 Southeast Asian countries to find success in affirming its tax management rights over foreign e-commerce, digital-based businesses, and other services from overseas providers without a permanent establishment in Vietnam.
Tax management over e-commerce activities and cross-border digital services remains a challenge for Vietnam tax authorities, who find it problematic to fully manage all revenue streams and taxpayers, as well as properly identify the tax base.
With regards to value-added tax policy, it is necessary to stipulate the roles of digital platforms and e-markets to improve the efficiency of tax management.
Participants at the conference agreed that together with amendments to tax declaration and payment regulations, Vietnam should develop an auto tax calculator for all e-transactions. If e-commerce transactions aren't controlled based on legal corridors and advanced technologies, other efforts will be ultimately futile, they said.
The northern province of Quảng Ninh is promoting the development of its digital economy to increase production value, improve growth quality, local living conditions, as well as the province's competitiveness in the context of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, creating great impacts on all aspects of social and economic life.
Quảng Ninh-based businesses and organizations are striving to switch to the electronic invoice system.
So far, more than 9,300 firms and organizations have registered their e-invoices. Guan Yin said the basic goal is that by 2025, the digital economy will account for at least 20% of the province's gross regional domestic product. The ratio of the digital economy in each sector and aspect should be at least 10%. The province will also try to attract 50 digital enterprises, including at least 3 startups and innovative companies operating in digital products and services. Over half of small and medium-sized enterprises in the province will use digital platforms. The workforce in the digital economy will account for over 2% of the total, while 100% of business households and enterprises will have access to and be capable of using digital platforms.
To reach high income status by 2045, Vietnam's demand for energy is forecast to increase significantly in the next few years. As the trade-off between business efficiency and going green is diminishing, the country is accelerating towards green and sustainable economic growth.
According to the Ministry of Industry and Trade, coal-fired power will force some 23,400 megawatts and liquefied natural gas power more than 24,300 megawatts, while solar power will grow 33,000 megawatts, onshore wind power 23,000 megawatts, and offshore wind power 28,500 megawatts by 2045. Therefore, it is necessary for Vietnam to develop policies that encourage investment in clean energies.
Vietnam targets to accelerate faster and sustainable energy development, meeting requirements of the economy and civic life, as well as ensuring national energy security. The government is holding a consistent policy of encouraging renewable energy development. Vietnam is now able to produce about 17,000 megawatts of solar power. An incentive for wind power that was valid until last October helped at 4,000 megawatts. As a result, Vietnam posted a growth of more than 20,000 megawatts in 3 years.
According to the National Load Dispatch Center, wind and solar power plants in the central and southern regions may cause overloading and place limits to transmission lines, while solar power plants can only operate at 60% of capacity in case of transmission line overloading. This poses a major challenge to renewable energy investors.
We constantly seek ways to effectively ensure safety in power supply and national energy security, and believe that power projects should be carried out at industrial parks, boasting high-quality transmission lines.
The draft National Power Development Plan for the period 2021-2030 with a vision to 2045 has been revised to align with Vietnam's commitment to net zero emissions by 2050, made at the 26th UN Climate Change Conference of the Parties, or COP26. The plan has taken into account the replacement of coal-fired power projects, while LNG and renewable energy projects will be promoted to meet these goals.
UNESCO heritage site Ha Long Bay in the northern province of Quảng Ninh is one of the most beautiful places in the world to add to any traveler's bucket list in 2022, according to Canadian travel publication The Travel.
The bay in the northern province of Quảng Ninh, together with Cambodia's Angkor Wat Temple complex, are the only two Southeast Asian representatives to break into the list. The best way to experience this mist-shrouded landscape is to board a junk and sail through the outstanding scenic beauty, the magazine said. The rising popularity of Ha Long Bay, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, has prompted travel agencies to develop a wide range of cruises from budget to high-end, including half-day and overnight trips, it added. The magazine also advised tourists to drop by Thiên Cung Heron Grotto, one of the biggest caves in Ha Long Bay, and Sừng Sốt Surprise Cave that give way to impressive sweeping views of the water below.
The traditional outfits of ethnic minority people are part of their unique cultural beauty. While some have been lost as modernity takes hold, the Red Sao people in Lục Yên district in Bai province have preserved their traditional outfits along with their cultural beauty and customs.
In her free time, Triệu Thị Singh, an elderly woman in Zavkang village, Khai Chung Kho Mill in Lục Yên district, teaches the younger women how to make clothing. She not only shows them how to use a needle and thread, but also explains the meaning of each design and pattern. Her work contributes greatly to efforts to preserve the culture of her ethnic minority group.
To make a complete outfit requires diligence, meticulousness, and time and effort. So Red Brown women must use her leisure time to make clothing. We recognize that we need to preserve our traditional outfits, so we must pass on the skill to the next generation, so it won't be lost.
The Red Sao are a subgroup of the Sao people renowned for their colorful traditional costumes. On a background of black clothing, the Red Sao people use four main colors, red, yellow, blue, and white, to decorate their outfits. Materials include brocade and satin with motifs close to nature. On shirts is a row of rectangular silver buttons, and engraved on the buttons is the sign of heaven. In the Sao people's beliefs, once they wear a traditional outfit, they're always protected and blessed by God and their ancestors. When they die, the costume is buried with them, and the buttons are a sign that they will go to heaven and return to their ancestors. The triangular decorative motifs on the headscarves are imitations of the water-powered rice mill of the Sao ethnic group. Being taught the meaning of the patterns on the outfits and how to make them has helped the Red Sao people in Lục Yên district preserve the outfits and their cultural beauty.
Young people like me are proud to wear the traditional outfits of the Sao ethnic minority group.
Though living with other ethnic groups, the traditional cultural beauty of the Red Sao people has been preserved, with ceremonies to pray for good harvest, coming of age ceremonies, and fire dances still being held regularly, while outdated customs at weddings and funerals have been removed. Young Red Sao women are taught how to make outfits so that the beauty of their traditional costumes continues to be treasured.
Now join us in a trip to the northern province of Cao Bang to explore Ban Sóc waterfall, which is considered as Vietnam's most beautiful waterfall, one of the largest natural waterfalls in Southeast Asia. It is also the fourth largest in the world amongst those located on international border.